Hi, my name is Danielle, and I'm going to share a few poems with you from my second collection in progress, not yet named. No word for light. There is no word for light in your language. The island knows it. Each blind grain of sand, each blade of grass shot through with God's own viridian. The mountain will not be painted, nor the river hold still for the poet to find the right words. But whether I find the words or not, light will enter the room each morning like an outstretched arm, fill the cracks between the floorboards and graying filaments of hair. I learned to pray in the language of light and running water before the yearning and the poems and the cracked spines of books. For this island has its own tongue. Holy whisper of bamboo in the valley, hiss of water through gritted rock teeth at Galera. So what does it mean to go home when the tributary heaped with flowers sounds all the bells in my body, when the smell of the Atlantic rings the salt from my eyes and calls me daughter? Here has always been home, my mother's home, motherland, mother. There is no word for this light. There is only the praise song of parrots in gold September rain, only the shadow of some forgotten house worn down to bone by years of footfall and sun. Only names of plants and trees, true names, ones they answer to in the dark, in the fierce, secret heat of growing things. The world does not end by quaking. The old house heaves its death rattle. A spire of smoke drifts out the bedroom window. Our father descends the stair, moving backward through green water, a wet cigarette in his mouth. The glass room shudders, shrieks without sound. Sleeping koi rise from their bowl undrowned. We are not afraid of our father, you in your fishbowl and I in mine. Look outside now. The earth has stopped moving. Little one, I have lived behind the curtain of what we must not tell. Draw it back now. See, the world does not end by quaking. Bright lily, beloved sister, dearest stranger, you will survive this long night underwater. When day breaks, I will come for you with silver in my hair and oil in my palms. Until then, hold fast to my memory. For when the tremors end and the years spread their fins in the dark water between us, you will know me by my footfall, by the crown of my head and the click of my jaw, the slivered moon of my prodigal smile. But now, a lone rooster beats its tail across the night. The dark hill ends in the point of a rusted blade. Here is your small share of earth. Here is your bouquet of ill-fated stars. The glass breaks. Time spills down the staircase. One of us takes his outstretched hand. Setting moon. They said milk would flow, and so you waited at the edge of the bed, blankets folded down, buttons undone, his new name beneath your tongue like Alleluia. Then in the warm seam of the third night, it welled up like a moon, drew you terrifying and taut, bowl, fossil, silver skin, fullness and flow. You scold the glass bottles, bind yourself with suction and tube, grit your teeth. Bring the nursling to the breast, fold your spongy heart into his mouth. The giving takes and takes. You are not yourself, but there must be a tonic for that. There must be a flower growing halfway up the mountain, waiting to be stripped and boiled down to syrup in your dented red saucepan. There must be a stone in someone's backyard waiting to be ground to powder and taken by the teaspoon. There must be a God left to pray to. String your prayers up above the cradle, pin a square to his little white vest. Tell yourself it isn't real, the indigo moth beating against your ear. You have imagined yourself into this possession. This is the clockwork your body knows, and now you must lie down with it. Mop out the house with red lavender and hang. Go back to bed. Tomorrow find someone to put a foot in your spine and pull you taut again. Find someone to rub that errant bone back into place. You are never given more than you can bear. Petitioning the patron saint of childbirth. There is a place not far from here where two rivers meet the sea, a shore dark and pitted as a caiman's back. My thoughts drift here when I pray to you, to swollen water and lonely spit, tide rising belly of a full mangrove god. Every white room I enter is untruth. The doctor is not my maker. He can barely keep my bones together. He cannot sew me into wholeness, even with your holy medallion round my neck. O saint, there is so much I cannot tell you. Perhaps I will confide in Xochicatl, goddess of childbirth, mother of ocelots and flowers. Perhaps I will write letters to my own mother with invisible pigment made of colostrum and brine. But these words are all seeds, hard-shelled and deep-veined like nutmeg, falling to earth in careless handfuls. I know this forest of silence is my own making. Now what can you say to me that the wild Atlantic has not? I've already heard the one about everything happening for a reason. Dear saint, I know you will not take me in your pristine arms and make me weightless, even if I beg. Behind my eyes at night there is only water. My unborn child inside me, a tin of turtles, flailing in the deep, crossing the unknown. The uses of poetry. Like when you are folded inside the morning, a forgotten note between the hours, print fading, the dream's edge wearing itself bare, someone calling out a name that isn't quite a sound, like when you have not written a thing in months, and then a word splinters the light in the room. Running water gasps between your hands, leaves fill your mouth, overripe guavas fall into your lap. Or when the hurt roots before it hits the ground, when you spread your fingers wide across the rough make of it. What do you tell yourself? Eventually you will write again. The week will not swallow you. Bills will raise up and meet themselves. The recipe can take 1 egg instead of 2. Sleep will eventually come. The earth remembers what you cannot hold in both arms. Someone always forgets. But the uses of poetry are endless. Like when the years have grown you wild like vines, when the silver moths have eaten your books, when something has turned itself to dust in every corner of your house, and you finally sit to lick life off a spoon at your kitchen table. The names of things. Maybe first woman did not know what God was trying to say. Maybe the language of the serpent sounded like running water in her ear, a sweet sighing, the curling tail of a scent. It's true, sometimes meaning moves through a sound like current, like darting silver, and other times it does not. This is how it happens with the names of things too. A man follows the sound of a word through the cerulean of doubt, cleaves a new land across its breastbone with his tongue. He never asks the 3 hills their true names, even when the parrots descend like green flames, screaming the birth name of each river and valley. The man, deafened by the distant echo of the word, cannot understand a thing. So what if after all this time we never understood what God was trying to say? Perhaps if the great mother boa had come down the mountain, unhinged her jaw and swallowed the 3 boats whole, it would have all been different. And when the river's mouth whistles at Nariva, emptying a dark lung into the roaring sea, this language would not lodge in our throat like splinters from the hull of a broken boat. Thank you.